Some news stories for you. Firstly, today on Sunday, students were due to protest in Amhara region. They were being stopped from protesting. What happened? Are there any ongoing protests in Amhara region now? Secondly, Fano has elected some new commanders, and Fano has adopted constitution as well. Statement have been released. It seems that it is Gondar Fano who have been elected as Gondar Fano leaders. We have some names for you. Thirdly, two news stories about rape incidents which happened during the course of Tigray conflict. BBC has shared a news story about rape incidents which happened in Kombolcha. Allegedly, Tigrayan fighters were involved in these rape incidents, and Tigray government has conducted research into rape incidents which happened in Tigray, and some numbers have been shared by Tigray government. Thirdly, we'll have a look at some numbers in terms of Ethiopian foreign exchange reserves. Some economists say that Ethiopian foreign exchange reserves are alarmingly low. Fourthly, Azima party has responded to allegations leveled by some former ESAT journalists who parted their ways with ESAT and announced to establish a new news channel, ESAT International. The journalists accused Azima of being funded by ESAT funds. What is Azima saying? And lastly, Borena zone administrator has spoken about rainfall in Borena. We know that Borena is one of those areas which have been hit by the ongoing drought. Borena is in Oromia. Now, the zonal administrator has released some detail about where rainfall happened in the past few days. Rains are still continuing in some areas of Borena. Firstly, viewers, Amhara student bodies announced to protest on Sunday. Today, the call was issued, I think, 4 days ago. Then yesterday, Bahidar, Security Council, other zonal governments, they tried to stop these protests. They warned the protesters that government would not be responsible for any damage, for any harm. What happened after that? Did students take to the streets? Yes. We have received some pictures from Kobo and from Bahidar where protests are underway. So far, small protests because government has been trying to stop these protests. Protests have been stopped in some areas, but you can see some pictures on your screen. The first picture is from Bahidar, where despite announcement from the government to stop these protests, students are taking to the streets. This picture is from Bahidar city. Second picture is from Kobo. You can see written intellectual genocide. This term is being used by Amhara students, that intellectual genocide of Amharas is being committed through the result of higher education entrance exam. So far in Bahidar and Kobo, protests are underway. We'll update you in coming hours about this development. Secondly, viewers, the Fano, which is under severe crackdown, is now trying to organize. I think Gondar Fano has elected new commanders. A constitution has been drafted to run this organization. 3 commanders have been elected. Their names are Masafin Tesfa, firstly. Secondly, Commander Arega. Thirdly, Safir Malese. It is written in the statement released that these are Fano commanders, no mention of Gondar. But it seems that they are from Gondar. So Gondar Fano is organizing itself. In Gojam, there are other commanders like Masresha, Zameen Ekasi. They are from Gojam. Massafant, I think, is from Gondar. We have not seen any announcement from Gojam Fano so far. So it seems that Gondar Fano is organizing. 3 commanders have been named. It has been said they have been elected. I don't know how they were elected. And constitution has been drafted to run this organization. Gondar, Gojam, Volo, all Fanos are under pressure. They are being disarmed and they are being told that no recruitments, no trainings will happen without the approval of government agencies. Trainings are underway, but trainings are being conducted after approval from the government. If Fano is conducting trainings, recruitments without approval, then action is being taken, and Fano members who are armed, they are being arrested and they are being told not to head to any front line without the approval of security forces. Will Gojam Fano organize as well? What will Masrisha, Zameen Ekasi and others do? So far we have not seen any statement from them about organizing their Fanos. Thirdly, viewers, we have been hearing about rape allegations since the start of Tigray conflict in November 2020. 2 reports about it. Firstly, BBC has shared a new story from Kombolcha. BBC says that last year in September, I think, Tigray forces were in control of Kombolcha, and during their control of Kombolcha, dozens of women and girls were raped. BBC journalists have interviewed several of them who have confirmed that they were raped by Tigrayan fighters, and dozens have not reported. I think around 30 have reported so far. 35 have reported so far from Kombolcha. But there would be dozens others who have not reported so far. We heard allegations against Tigray fighters of having committed rapes in Nifas Micha. Amnesty International confirmed these allegations that Tigray fighters were involved in committing rape in Nifas Micha. Now Kombolcha. So you see that what happened in Tigray, it was then done in Amhara as well. On the other hand, Tigray government, its health bureau has conducted a research with the help of Makale University about total rape incidents which happened in Tigray while Tigray was under the control of Ethiopian forces, ENDF and Amhara forces. And Tigray Regional Government Health Bureau says that around 120,000 Tigrayan women and girls were raped by Amhara soldiers, Eritrean soldiers and members of Ethiopian National Defense Force. Watch this video explaining the rape incidents about which a study has been conducted by Tigray's Health Bureau.
ከ15 ዓመት ህጻናት እስከ 49 ዕድሜ በክልል ባሉ ሴቶች በተካሄደው ጥናት ከ120 ሺህ በላይ ሴቶች በፋሺስቱ አብይ አህመድ በአምባገነኑ ኢሳያስ ሰራዊቶችና በተስፋፊው አማራ ኃይል አሰቃቂ ጾታዊ ጥቃት ደርሶባቸዋል። የትግራይ ጤና ቢሮ ከመቀሌ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ጋር በመሆን ባካሄዱት ሶስተኛ ደረጃ ጥናት በጠላት ስር ያሉ አካባቢዎችን እንደማያካትት ተገልጿል።
Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian Foreign Exchange Reserves has dropped to a level which is alarmingly low. Reportedly, the foreign exchange reserves are near 1.3-1.4 billion US dollars, which will cover only 1.3 month import bill. It's very low, alarmingly low, that your foreign exchange reserves can only cover 1 month imports. And it's partly due to AGWA sanctions that Ethiopian exports are not increasing. Secondly, foreign investment is not coming in Ethiopia. Remittances might decrease as well. We know that Amhara diaspora members, they have now serious reservations against Ethiopian federal government. Then the war has ravished infrastructure in Ethiopia. Ethiopian government is in need of spending on providing aid. It needs to rehabilitate people. It's in need of foreign assistance. And then international monetary organizations like World Bank, IMF, they are not giving loans as well. World Bank pledged more than 1 billion US dollars to Ethiopia, but so far 244 million US dollars have been received by Ethiopia this year. So that is why Ethiopian economy is under severe stress, and we know that US is threatening to impose sanctions under HR 6600. If sanctions are imposed, Ethiopia will not be able to secure any loans from international monetary organizations. That is why the government is trying to avoid sanctions through HR 6600, because economic conditions are alarming and government is in need of some sort of support. PM Abiy traveled to the UAE as well a few days ago, when reportedly he requested some financial assistance. Ethiopian government is not in a position to start any large scale mega projects. GERD is still underway. Its construction has not completed so far. Third filling going to happen in coming days. So several challenges are being faced by Ethiopian government. 15 million are in dire need of aid in Tigray, in Somali, in Oromia regions, Amhara as well, Afar too. You see that there are scores of challenges which Ethiopian government is faced with, and they have no money. Government has no money. Fourthly, viewers, Azima party has responded to allegations leveled by a former ESAT journalist. Borena Nega's Azima party was accused by former ESAT journalists that the party was running ESAT news channel based in the US, and it was funded by the funds raised for ESAT. According to the Ethiopian constitution, political parties cannot have media institutions. Journalists leveled allegations, then they parted their ways with ESAT. Now they have established a new news channel. They are establishing a new news channel, ESAT International. Meanwhile, they are running a YouTube channel, ESAT International. Now, Azima party says that it has nothing to do with ESAT, firstly. Secondly, it says that it is against Ethiopian law for any political party to have a media organization. So that is why it has no links with ESAT. Secondly, it says that it was never funded by ESAT, it never received ESAT funds, and if the journalists have any evidence, they should share the evidence. Otherwise, they should apologize. We know that Azima parties, Borena Nega and Andargachu Sege were founding members of ESAT when it was established more than 10 years ago in the US. It was funded by some foreign countries too, reportedly. Now, Azima says it has no links with ESAT. Lastly, viewers, Borena zone hit by drought has received rains. Continuous rain is being reported since Thursday. Jarso Boro is zonal administrator. He says that the zone has been receiving rain since Thursday, and almost majority of the Waredas has received rain. Only 38 Kabyles have not received rain so far. There are total 212 Kabyles in Borena. Only 38 have not received any rain. It means that large parts of Borena have received some rains. worst hit area alongside Somali region by drought. But cattle are not withstanding this rain, already weak, already hungry, already short of food. Hundreds of cattle have died because of these rains, because they're not in a position physically to withstand the onslaught of these rains. So another challenge, that rain is coming to the rescue of the people, but cattle are dying because of these rains. Overall, people are happy that at least they have some water, their ponds can store some water, animals that are alive can drink water. Borena, Somali region, they need special attention. Otherwise, in coming months, we could see a catastrophic situation in these two regions, two zones of Ethiopia. Thank you for watching.